Re London and General Bank established that an auditor reflected loans and assets of the company knowing that the loans were not realizable. In his report to shareholders, he certified the financial statements as showing a true and fair view. Relying on the financial statements, shareholders declare a dividend.
Banking firm had many uncollectible debt of account receivable which is overvalued. Mr. Theobald as the auditor recommended the director that dividend should not be paid yet in that year due to weak financial condition. Then the chairman would promise to mention the report to the shareholders. Next, Mr. Theobald certified the financial statement is showing a true and fair view to the shareholders. The chairman did not properly deal with it. Instead, he declared 7% of dividend, but the dividend was paid out of the capital rather than company's profit. Company was liquidated and the liquidator sued the auditor to reimburse the company.
The liability of the auditor. Firstly, the auditors have common law duty to exercise reasonable care and skill in the execution of their duties. Next, the auditors also must certify to shareholders only what he believes to be true. And lastly, the auditors responsible for giving information unmodified or modified opinion to the director regarding a true and fair view of the financial statements of the company.
Auditor defense. The defendant in this case is the audit officers at the company Thames and Theobald. For principle and concept, the auditor has a duty to convey facts clearly and held responsible for the loss. Next, first duty of the auditors is to examine the books to ascertain what they show the true financial position of the company.
As a conclusion, as auditor, it is important to apply professional skepticism when performing an audit. Shareholder has the right to obtain true and fair view of financial reports, and auditor must inform any information to the shareholder on company financial position in the annual general meeting.
Rosenblum v. Adler case is about the question of whether accountants should be held accountable for their carelessness in auditing financial accounts is at the forefront. If so, we must assess if a duty is owed to individuals with whom the auditor has a privity relationship. To third parties, the auditor knows about and intends to receive the audit, and to those who could reasonably rely on the audit.
The plaintiffs Harry and Barry Rosenblum brought a claim against renowned accounting firm Touch Rose & Co. The plaintiffs said that they had relied on the correctness of the firm's audit when buying Giant common shares in conjunction with the sale of their business to Giant. Giant's financial statements were found to be fraudulent, and Rosenblum's shares turned out to be worthless. The plaintiffs said that Touch's negligence during the audit was directly responsible for the loss.
Liability of the auditor for this case. Touch 1972 audited financial statements did not meet the requirement of the accounting profession according to SEC. And next, Touch negligence to the third parties in auditing the financial statements caused Rosenblum's acquisition of Giant's share becomes worthless.
Auditor defense for this case. The defendant cite a lack of privity of contract between the plaintiff and defendant as one of their arguments. Defendant argued there was no duty owed to plaintiff by defendants because there was no privity between them, and plaintiff at the time the 1971 audit of Giant was conducted. For principle or concept, privity is the dynamic between the parties to a contract. A CPA firm is in privity with the client it is represented as well as any other beneficiaries, including any third parties or creditors stated in the engagement letter. According to common law, the client may bring a lawsuit and recoup its loss by proving that the auditors were negligent in upholding their contractual obligation if they violate their duty of care to the client and cause damage.
As a conclusion, the New Jersey Supreme Court found in Rosenblum versus Adler that auditors might be held accountable for ordinary negligence to any foreseeable third parties that use the financial accounts for routine business purpose, which is in contrast to Ultrames versus Tush. As a result, the accounting profession's liability to third parties term has been broadened. That's all from us. Thank you.